Hi everybody, it's Sarah. Today's video will be the Cancer Natives forecast for September 2021. This will include Cancer Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. This will be my take on the astrology and the tarot, and because of that, it may not resonate with everyone. And if it doesn't resonate with you, no worries, just pass it on by, and I do hope you find what you're looking for. Today I will be talking briefly about the astrology, and then we'll flip over and draw some cards. I am working with the Moonology card deck, which I really like, and also I will be using Colette Baron Reed's Crystal Oracle deck to draw one card for you, showing the best stone for you to work with in the month of September. And we will also look at important sectors in your life, such as the energy that you're bringing forward from August into September, your biggest obstacle for the month, your biggest asset for the month, your home life, your love life, and I will be drawing two cards, one for single and the other for partnered Cancer natives. But do remember, this is a broad general reading. There's thousands and thousands of you out there. And then we will look at the outcome, or where you'll be if you stay on the current path you're on at the end of the month. So we have a lot to cover, so let's dive in. The beginning of the month, we look at the new moon in Virgo. So what that means, Cancer, is that we're going to have a double dose of Virgo energy. The sun will be in Virgo, the moon will be in Virgo. We're going to have a very strong push to get organized, to look at our health, to think about routines, and maybe some of the things that we've let fall by the wayside. Think of Virgo as being very organized and very methodical, almost to excess. And when we have a double Virgo, as we're going to on that new moon, we may see some of that too. We may be inclined to not just clean out the closet, but then alphabetize the stuff that we're giving to charity. So we need to really slow down and look at that. Overall, though, I think it's going to be a very beneficial time for you. This would be a great time to start a new exercise routine or commit to eating better. On September the 10th, Venus enters Scorpio, and this is an uncomfortable placement for Venus. So it's going to highlight things that are Venus themed that need to be fixed in our life, such as perhaps finances, beauty routines, aesthetics, things like that. So you may find that you're uncomfortable a little bit during this time because of this. And we just need to make sure too that we don't go overboard on love, either falling in love really quickly and before you know it, you're moving in with somebody or you're getting married. So watch that around the 10th, and also watch out for bouts of manipulation and jealousy too. Rather than falling in those traps, concentrate on getting organized. On September 20th, there'll be a full moon in Pisces, and this dreamy energy can leave us feeling passive, insecure, and kind of out of it. You may have that dazed feeling, so it's not wise to begin any projects that require a lot of focus or detail-oriented work. It's not a bad time, and during the Pisces full moon, we're going to be focused more on our spiritual issues than we are on our practical day-to-day life. So this is a good time to take a spiritual class, or maybe go back to a yoga practice or something like that. Don't let your imagination run away with you though while the full moon is in Pisces. On September 26th, we have the last Mercury retrograde of the year. Yay! And this time it will be going retrograde in Libra. I do hope to get some more videos out before this happens about the new moon, the full moon, and Mercury, but who knows, because I'm uber busy at work as well. The last Mercury retrograde we had this year was interesting. It really blindsided a lot of people, and folks that didn't normally feel Mercury retrograde felt it, and then the ones that usually have a rougher time kind of sailed through it. And so I've been getting lots of questions about this. So hopefully there'll be a video up soon. Be sure and subscribe. You don't want to miss that video. All Mercury retrogrades hit us with communication, transportation, and those type things. But when Mercury retrogrades in Libra, it's a little bit different because we're looking at, once again, aesthetics, we're looking at love, we're looking at relationships, and we're looking at world views. Are those areas in our life out of balance? And if they are, then probably we're going to feel this one. Virgo season began on August the 22nd or 23rd, and it continues until the autumn equinox, which is when we shift from Virgo to Libra on September the 22nd, actually at 1:20 p.m. Mountain Time. During that time, we're going to have a lot of stuff happening. So it's going to be a time when the energy is really starting to shift from the lazy days of summer. And I know a lot of you are groaning because you didn't have an easy summer, Cancer. And I know you didn't. And it didn't really seem like there was much fun during summer either. Kind of like you blinked and it was over. I think, though, that you're going to find as we move into the winter months, if you're in the Western Hemisphere, the energy is going to get faster and faster. And there's more commitments and more things that you need to do. So it's really important to take this time in September and set up a self-care routine. The Virgo energy is very much favoring that. So if you can make this part of a weekly or even a daily routine for self-care, you're more likely to continue it on out into the next year as well. Really work on that. It's a lot happening, but I think that the worst of it is over for Cancer. We're going to consult the cards and see. And once again, I'm using the Moonology deck. So let me draw the first card, which will be, what are you bringing forward into the month of September from August? Oh, interesting. New moon in Scorpio. Work through your fears. It's been, like I said, a trying summer for you, Cancer. Things have been up, they've been down, and it's kind of like, which direction do you need to move into? But as we see, working through our fears, we're almost on the other side. If you're not already, you will be soon, of these big life changes. Most people don't like life changes, especially when we don't always feel like we're in control of them. Maybe there's some things that you knew you needed to do, like maybe leave your job or end a relationship, but for some reason you haven't done it yet, and then someone came along and before you knew it, you were laid off and the relationship ended, and you kind of feel like, how did this happen? This was actually, like I say, something that needed to happen. Most Cancers, because they are so empathetic, don't want to be the bad guy and don't want to hurt other people's feelings. But then you come to a point in your life where you look at it, are you going to keep dating the same person and even marry them because you don't want to hurt their feelings? No, that doesn't make any sense, does it? So it's really a blessing that these things happened. And while it may not feel like it right now, trust me, 5 years from now, you're going to look back and think, oh my God, this was a huge turning point in my life. If you are still trying to deal with some of the things that happened, keep working on them, keep moving forward, and don't let fear stop you from leading the life that you know you deserve to live. So let's look at the second card, which will be your obstacle. Let me shuffle really quickly. Oh well, hold your vision, fixed moon. This is going to be your biggest obstacle, is staying positive and staying true to what you want to manifest. It's easy to manifest small stuff and we don't, give it a second thought. But when we're looking at a new career, we're looking at our dream home or the relationship that is going to be that divine relationship that we're trying to manifest, it can be a little bit more difficult because we are so invested in the outcome. We could care less really if we get a good parking spot and they just happen like magic all the time, but big stuff, no. And that is the secret. We become so invested in the outcome that we worry things to death. Well, how is this going to happen? And what about this? And how is this going to appear? And what if I didn't say this right? And what if I didn't do this right? Just relax and take a breath. Just state to the universe what you need to happen. You can journal it if you want, or look at that wonderful new, house that you want, even though you're not sure that you're ready to move yet. It's fine. Just hold on to your vision and know that this is manifesting. So I think that's going to be your biggest obstacle for the month, is holding on to that vision and not letting worry or fear stop you from moving forward. Okay, let's look at your biggest asset. Communication is key. New moon in Gemini. Okay, your biggest asset is communicating with everyone around you and the universe. And this is one of your great talents, Cancer, but I think sometimes you forget how strong and how powerful you really are. You set the tone for your life. You are the artist painting this masterpiece. Don't forget that. Communicate what you need to the people around you. If you're struggling and you really need a raise at work, ask for it. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? They say no? Okay, then you know that you're not going to be able to sustain yourself at your current job. You look elsewhere. The same thing with your partner. If your needs aren't being met, tell your partner. And if they can't meet your needs for whatever reason, it may be time to look elsewhere. Or it may be time to change the dynamics of the relationship. Communicate what you need, ask for what you need, tell the universe what you're trying to manifest, and allow it to happen. There are so many wonderful blessings ahead for you, Cancer. I don't want you to lose faith or lose hope. Communicate your needs and then be ready for good things to happen. Okay, now we're going to look at your home life. Let me shuffle really quickly. Oh, nice. Show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. This has been something you've been struggling with too. How can you be who you really want to be if you're trying to also keep everyone else's opinions about you and their advice in the forefront? Sometimes it can be such a struggle, especially at home, because our home should be our sacred spot. It should be the place where we can be who we truly are. So if you have a roommate or maybe a partner that is not supportive of maybe your love of astrology or your love of the tarot, it's time to talk to them and say, hey, look, this is who I am. I love this. I'm interested in this, and I'm going to practice this or watch these videos or buy these cards or do those things. Be who you really are, and you may find that the people are a lot more supportive of you than you really thought. I think very often a lot of us, myself included, think that we're going to be judged a lot harder for being different or what we perceive to be different, when most people don't really care because they're up in their own head. They're doing their own things. So if you're overthinking it and you're worried what somebody is going to say if you deviate from what you think is normal, then why not talk to them? Look at that communication card, talk to them and tell them, yeah, I've been thinking I want to learn tarot, and you start buying decks. Okay, if you're worried about what they're going to think, have an honest dialogue. I think that that's the best way for your home life to evolve to being that nurturing place that you really need. Home is really important for Cancer natives. This is your sanctuary. And if you can't be safe, if you can't feel loved and nurtured and restored by being at home, then your home life needs to change. You need to change up either who you allow in that sacred space or where you live. Things need to change so that you can be nurtured. And the way we do that is, of course, through communication. Okay, now let's look at your love life. I'm going to draw for single Cancer natives first. New moon in Leo. Confidence is your key to success. And I think this is true for everything we do, isn't it? Whether it's changing a career or whether it's getting back out there and dating, we need to work on our confidence. Think about it. What would make you feel more confident? Is it losing 10 pounds? Okay, then work on your diet. Something more along the lines of maybe taking a class or going back to school and getting your degree. Find out what it is that is leaving you feeling less than confident and then work on that. But honestly, the truth is you don't have to change anything. You should be confident with who you are as you are, because you're a great person. You're kind, you're nurturing, you're very caring, and you are somebody that most people are glad to have in your life. And the people that aren't glad to have you in their life, well, those are people that don't appreciate you and they don't deserve you. Don't go overboard on this. Don't think that, you have to lose 100 pounds to be able to date, because that's not true. You should be comfortable in your own skin. So whatever it is you decide to do, and there's no judgment on that, but whatever it is, know that you are enough. And take a page out of Leo's book and own it. Own who you are, strut your stuff, and get out there. There is a new love coming into your life very soon, but you have to be able to embrace who you are in order for you to accept this new relationship and accept love from someone else. Know that you are enough. Know that you don't really have to change anything. You just have to embrace who you are and put yourself out there. Own it. Make room in your life for this new romantic energy to come forward. So let's look at partnered Cancers. What's going on with you guys? Full moon in Sagittarius, look at the bigger picture. That's a good card too. I read for several partnered Cancer natives, and they are having some little obstacles with their relationship over the course of the summer about the directions that they're moving in and which is the right step. And they're having disagreements in ways that they haven't before. Things that maybe they considered insignificant or things they weren't really going to argue over have now become major issues. And this is part of this new energy, this new change, as we start looking at things differently and seeing the connection between the decisions that we're making that seem random and how they actually influence and affect our lives. I think the days of Cancer settling and overlooking things that really bother them are over. You've worked really hard to get where you are with your relationship, but you're done, like I say, just rolling over and letting the other person have their way, or what appears to have their way. Especially if it's something that you consider them being thoughtless about or not respecting you or respecting your wishes. If you look at the big picture, I think you can see how this new attitude is going to shape the future. So it's time to really look at that. Is your partner driving you crazy because they're not picking up the clothes off the floor, let's say, or they're spending money without telling you, or they're, doing something like that you've tried to overlook, or you've tried to just talk to them about and they still aren't getting it? It could be something that seems insignificant to them, but you, on the other hand, it's driving crazy. And can you see yourself spending the rest of your life feeling like this? Because if you don't work it out, it's probably only going to get worse. So it's time to back up and have real conversations with your partner about the future and look at the bigger picture. Talk it through. Be upfront. Talk to your partner about what you think needs to happen next. Do you guys need to downsize your house? Do you need to move? Do you need to have another child or have your first child? Next year is going to be a really good year for children, by the way, so we can expect lots of births next year, which is interesting because the pandemic is still going on. So that's going to be interesting in itself, but it's going to be a very lucky year, and it's the year of the tiger too. So the kids born next year will be very successful, but that's for another video. I think that you can work through these issues with your partner once you start looking at the bigger picture. So let's draw the outcome. If you stay on the current path that you're on now, this is what's likely to happen. And hopefully by the end of the month, you'll be able to do just that. You'll be able to surrender and stop feeling so responsible for everything. Do your best and then let things go. While your shoulders are big and you can do a lot, you can't do everything. And allow Spirit to take control. When you begin surrendering and not micromanaging things, which is likely with Virgo energy, we find that things magically come together. And what's right for us comes right to us. And what's not doesn't manifest. Sometimes we don't see that until after the fact, though. Just trust in the process. Know that the universe has your back. Know that you're loved. And know that things will work out for your greatest good. And I think this is going to be a very good month for you, Cancer. The trials of the summer are coming to an end. If they haven't stopped already, it's going to be the month that they do stop. There will be some issues, like I say, with communication because of Mercury retrograde, and especially in partnerships too. So you want to clear the air and you want to start talking things through with your housemates, your coworkers, your friends. If you're having a situation where, suddenly you're not feeling it with your coworkers, clear the air and talk things through. It's probably a simple misunderstanding. Same thing with your friends and family, just a misunderstanding. Talk things through. Be prepared for divine intervention too. I think that things are going to unfold in a miraculous way for you, and we're going to see the beginning of it around the end of the month. We're going to start seeing some synchronicities and things coming together. Keep the faith, hold your vision, and stay positive. You got this, Cancer. The worst of it is over. Okay, I'm going to draw one more card, which will be your best stone to work with for the month. And I'm using the Colette Baron Reed Crystal Oracle deck. This could have been, I need to probably go back and watch my own videos, right? This could have been your stone last month. I know it was someone's just recently. Mookaite Jasper. This is an Australian stone that's really nice. And hello to my Australian people. Hey, hey. Okay, so why do you need to work with Mookaite? This is a nurturing stone that assists you during times of stress. So let's all buy this stone, okay? Working with it can help you find peace and also help you with making decisions, especially if you're stuck in the decision-making process because it's something big, such as moving house, changing careers, those kind of things, or ending relationships, or beginning relationships for that matter. If you're having a difficult time deciding, this stone will definitely be your friend. Meditating with the stone can help you also release toxins and calm an anxious mind. Meditate with it, carry it with you. I don't recommend actually buying jewelry made of this stone because it has a tendency to pull toxins from the body and the air, which is great, but not what you want in jewelry. This jasper does need to be cleaned regularly too. Don't invest a lot of money in the stone unless you're really, really drawn to it. Get some small tumbled pieces, 2 or 3, put them on your nightstand, and go to sleep, and don't be surprised if over the course of the next week you start seeing dark spots appear on the stone. This stone is great for pulling toxins, as I said, out of the air and also out of your body, but unfortunately it's not something you want to wear jewelry wise because it changes the look of the stone completely. And I think it's a good stone to add to your collection. Thank you so much for watching today's video. We need to give a big thank you to the patrons who made this possible, and if you would like to join us, you can become a patron. Click the link below so you can look at the different tiers and the other benefits you get. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure and give it a like and let me know in the comment section below. I'll speak to you soon. Reiki blessings. Bye-bye.